Bradley King here, and today I want to talk about what happened recently. It's kind of good news and bad news, honestly. So, today I lost my job at Walmart, but let me explain everything that happened before I was fired, right? On January 21st, 2026, I was pulled into the office, and even before that, I was, having issues with Walmart, and I got videos about it, already. So there's no reason to go into detail with that. But on January 21st, I was pulled into the office, and they told me that they're thinking about calling the threat hotline because I told an associate, a coworker, that I have a military obligation. And I was sitting there, I was kind of not arguing with him, but I told him, what do you mean, a threat? And they was like, well, it made us very uncomfortable that we heard that you was talking about um, your military obligation. And they told me that I can't speak about it because they was pointing me and they was harassing me about it before. And I told a coworker, and I guess he told someone else, and he went on to tell me that that's considered a threat. All I told him was that I had a military meeting on January 21st. I sit back in my chair and I was like, what are you guys talking about? It's not a threat. I was like confused as well because like it's just the dumbest thing I ever heard. He told me he was going to call the threat hotline if I tell another associate about the way that they was treating me. You want to know? You want to know the most laughable thing about this whole situation was? Is when they pulled me in the office, I told them straight up, what are you guys gonna do? Coach me again? You know, go against your own policy and coach me again? Because at that point, I was already in the red. They can't do nothing to you. The only thing they can do is terminate you. That's all they can. That's all they could have done in that scenario, is fire me. And I told them, "What are you guys gonna fire me over a non-existent threat?" And they told me, "Well, we just need you to lock in and do your job." And I was like, "I already am doing my job." I said, what's stressing me out is you guys pulling me in the office right after I was on my 15. By the way, before I was even off of my 15, they told me that I need to go in the office with them. I told them, give me a couple minutes. One of the guys kind of stormed off. The guy I was talking about, he has a hot temper, but that's not my problem. He shouldn't be in retail if he's got a hot temper. But yeah, and he was like, he'd tell me in the office, he'd be like, I'll be damned if I lose my job over you and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I didn't make a threat. I told him, so I don't know what you guys were talking about. Then they wanted me to sign a piece of paper stating what I told my coworker. I told him I'm not doing that. I told him with I told him I know my rights, and I told him I don't have to. And they said, yeah, we all got our rights. And they told me you don't have to if you don't want to. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm not doing that. Because what they was trying to do is, if I signed anything or said anything, read it down, it would be like an admission of guilt, basically, is what that could be used in. And I'm thinking about taking them to court after all this. Honestly, I'm being honest here, Um, After everything they put me through, I'm thinking about getting a lawyer. Because I was trying to telling someone else about my military obligation or, you know, future service basically is a threat. And like, it's not, And I'm pretty sure just saying that is illegal. And they also told me what I was telling them was a scam. I showed them I'm so close to getting a military contract that I got a letter from the Defense of War stating they wanted to. I don't want to get in too much details about it actually, just because we live in a cruel world, so I don't want to put too much information. I don't want to put too much information out there, but um, basically, I'm pretty close to a contract, is what I was telling them, and I am technically working with the military, is what I'm getting at here. And they was telling me they think that that it's a scam. I was trying to scam them. I told them, you guys are entitled to your rights, to your opinions, but so am I. And I told them that's not, I showed them the paper and everything. They looked at it and they told me it was a scam. I told them straight up, you guys have your thoughts and I have mine. So that's how that went. Yeah, that's straight up called my military obligation a scam, guys. And while voicing your opinion isn't against the law, but, the things that they were doing to me even prior to this, stressing me out, and this and that, and calling my military obligation a scam, could still be seen as retaliation for sure. I'm not even gonna lie. Uh, what I got terminated for just here today, was fraudulent. And let me explain. I got photo proof, that they falsified records. And I sent it to my local state police. And I also sent it to a bunch of other places that deal with that stuff, that deal with fraud, you know? So I got that out of the way. It took me all day to get that done, but I reported that to them. So technically, I'm a whistleblower right now. But yeah, I'm just tired of them, treating me like shit. And they terminated me. I need to get this out of the way too, so it's clear. They terminated me for days. They terminated me for days that I wasn't even supposed to be there. Like, they pointed me for days that I had off, that, they're my regular days off. They also pointed me for a blizzard day. And let me see here, because I'm looking at it. That's why I'm kind of, not stuttering, but kinda, because I'm looking at the information here. Let's see what else here I got here. Because I took photos. They pointed me for, like I said, a blizzard day. And then they pointed me for not coming in on that day, and it was below 0. Then they pointed me another day for a day that I had off, and that's why I was fired. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And what else do I need to add here? So yeah, basically Walmart fired me for my military obligation. And I showed them proof, I showed them everything. I even told them, that I'm involved in ethics, a ethics report, a Walmart global ethics report, and I also told them I got the ESGR, the National Reserves, basically military reserves, involved in the matter. And then just recently I found out, today that they terminated me, but I did a little research and it could be considered fraud because they falsified records. I mean, they was point they was pointing me all the way back in 2005 for days that I was there, and I got proof of it too. Even though I'm not at work right now, they're still pointing me. Like I checked, I was at five points because that's when they fire you. I looked again, and then now I'm at 9 points, 9.50. So yeah, they're adding points that aren't even there. But yeah, I just kind of want to get that out of my mind. I'm pretty much at war legally um, with Walmart. So I just want to let everyone know. And unfortunately, I probably won't be uploading a lot of videos because my hands will be tied in this legal matter. And I'm going to have to focus a lot of my time on it. I'm thinking about getting a lawyer, honestly. And I might have to, actually. But with everything said, I hope that, you guys support me in these times and check out my Patreon. I got an Etsy as well. I got merch. I just made merch not that long ago on Etsy. About, it's... Alright, let's see. It's Free Walmart Man. Free Walmart Man. That's a song that I made recently as well. Well, I didn't make it, but you get the gist, basically. It's under my name, and the merch I have is mine as well. So go check it out, and I appreciate all you guys' support, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.